What up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a pretty chill video, answering some questions that you guys asked me on Instagram while we're setting up this P-Rod twin nose primitive skateboard. Okay, so let's check out the first question. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit out of practice with this YouTube thing. It's been a few months. I feel weird talking to a camera again. Alright, we'll just start at the bottom. At Charlie Griffin asks, what trick from your videos were you never able to get? That's funny because I was at the park today and somebody asked me if I ever did a backtail video, and backtail was one of those tricks that I don't think I ever really figured out the trick to it, so I never made a video about it, but I kind of had it in my mind that I was gonna make a backtail video, and it never happened because I don't know, I just couldn't figure out what the trick to it was, or I couldn't see something like clearly that a pro was doing that made it possible. So I feel like that one's kind of like you just need to put in the time and try it enough to figure out how to time the pop and then getting your tail over the ledge. So there wasn't like really any hack to it, so that one never really like worked. But I did do a shod wear frontside big spin hack. I thought I knew how that trick worked after watching the shod, and yeah, that one did not go well at all. So that's another one that I filmed that never came out. There's probably been like 6 or 7 videos that I filmed that just never ever saw the light of day. My wife is probably gonna be pissed that I'm putting this on her couch. It's like sticking to the couch. This is my pro tip. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put the grip down 1/2. So what I'm doing is I put the grip down first, and then I do something like that. Usually that helps me kind of get a general idea of, you know, where I need to place the grip on the board. But then from there, let's see. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty straight line. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut it off. And then you make sure, I always make sure to use the clean side in. I put the cut side out. One thing that's kind of sick is this board has this top graphic. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the P's, there's like 2 P's with boxes around them, and you can kind of use those to line up the line going down the middle of the grip. So, all right, let's tackle another question. How big is it? Dumb Data asks how big it is. Well, Dumb Data, it's not about the size of the deck. It's about how you actually skate the deck. So size is irrelevant. But no, this one is just under 32 inches long. Damn! All right, Frank the Bunny Man asks, do you prefer twin nose or twin tail? That's a good question. I think I prefer something like in the middle, but maybe slightly leaning towards twin nose. I skated a quasi board that I'm not sure if it was twin nose or twin tail. I'm pretty sure it was like twin tail, but very, very steep kicks. So it may as well have been like a twin nose, but I think I remember liking the steeper kicks because you're able to like get the board popped steeper, which I really, really liked. But that is like one of the, I feel like the big drawbacks of having a symmetrical board is you have to either choose if you want a classic pop, like on your tail, or the classic feeling of how you drag your foot on the nose, right? You're giving up something because you literally can't have it both ways. But I mean, if it bothers you, then you can just go back to skating a not symmetrical board, right? So you got options. All right, Carlos Mateo asks, as an older skater, how do you stay motivated? For me, I just watch skate videos still. I mean, it's almost frustrating when you're older because you watch a skate video and then you can't just go skate whenever you want. You've got to kind of find your window because you just don't have like unlimited free time like you did when you were younger. But as far as like for me right now, what's keeping me really motivated is I just started a new workout program with skateboard strength on Instagram, and feeling my body getting stronger, feeling my joints feeling like more stable, and seeing how that's impacting my skateboarding, feeling less sore afterwards, just like more balanced, and seeing how that's like improving my skating, that gets me like really juiced to go skate a bunch more. So yeah, I guess for me that's what it is. I just watch skate videos, and then the working out thing, you know, seeing my body adapt, it keeps me curious of like, okay, what am I capable of? And then also, you know, trying not to let the sessions get too stale. Obviously, if you are able to, you know, skate with friends, that's always way better in terms of, you know, motivation, because your friends are there to push you and you're there to push them. But I actually really enjoy skating alone because it's easier to get motivated to like learn stuff because you don't have the distraction of your homies. And so you can like pick a goal of like something you've never done or an area of your skating that you would like to improve on or try something new. And I feel like any session where you land something you've never landed before, even if it's not like the hugest step up, like maybe it's like you found a way to like 180 out of something or 180 over something, or you know, just take something you can already do and apply it in a different situation, but find any way to like land something new every time you skate. I feel like if you do that, it's pretty hard to, you know, not stay motivated, because you always in that instance like leave the session stoked because you know you progressed. I feel like that's a pretty tried and true method, keeping yourself motivated, you know? All right, now we gotta take the trucks off this Mario McCoy twin tail. Shout out Mario McCoy. This board has been awesome. I really love skating it. Let me know if you guys wanna see a full review of this board, but all right, on to the next question. D4, Dylan, you gonna tray flip the drop at your local park? You know what's funny is I've tray flipped it a few times, and one time I tray flipped it perfect. I was filming a video where I was challenging myself to do a tray flip on flat, a tray flip up the Euro, tray flip out of the bank, and a tray flip down the drop. And like down the drop was like the final boss, and I gave myself 30 minutes to do it. And I had like maybe 10 minutes left when I started trying the tray flip, and I was just really going for it. And I literally, in my head, I just pictured like Ryan DeCenzo tray flipping the Echo Park 18 stair. And I just did the most perfect tray flip ever off that drop. And I went to check my camera afterwards, and my camera had not been recording for like, it recorded for like 5 minutes and overheated. And my homie Ryan was there to see it, and he was like, dude, that was the most perfect tray flip ever. And I'm like, I know, dude, like, it caught to my front foot, like everything was just so structured and solid. And yeah, camera died. I feel like my tray flips are feeling pretty solid right now. That I think I could do that again. The main reason I haven't like made that like a regular is just because my legs, like my knees and my joints and whatnot, I've just had so many problems with them, and so taking impact has not been like something I wanted to do. However, now that I'm doing this program with Skateboard Strength, there's a lot of like knee stability exercises. Now I'm like, you know, I've been only doing his program for a little less than 2 weeks, but I'm already seeing the benefits and just seeing how bad my knees really were and seeing them getting stronger. And it's not that I'm like old, it's that part of it's that I'm old, but because I'm old, things have just gotten out of whack. And so this program's like really helping my joints and my muscles and whatnot to work together how they're supposed to, because skateboarding is just like a really unnatural like movement, like popping your tail and everything. It's not like running. Like our bodies were designed to run. Our bodies were not designed to skateboard. So I feel like all the wear and tear, it just like adds up. And so now that I feel like I'm kind of like reversing that by doing this program and getting my knee stability back on point, I want to start, you know, trying tricks down the little baby drop. I mean, it's the height of like a 2 stair, so it's not too crazy, but my knees have literally just been that bad, and I never like risking, like, I don't mind pain, but I don't want to get injured. And I don't like pain either, but the biggest thing is I don't want to do something and get hurt and not be able to skate. I want to be able to come back the next day and skate. So I'm very picky about like anything that I feel like is putting my body at risk. And even just that 2 stair, with how my body has been, that like, it makes me nervous, right? And it didn't used to, but now it does. And so I'm just trying to get my whole body back in shape so that I can jump down that comfortably. Skate Magic asks, do you prefer a round tail and nose or taper? Because I skate a twin taper. I would say round, but like I don't think I've ever skated a taper tip. The closest thing was I skated an Enjoy Deeds board. That thing what did taper quite a bit, so I guess that would be considered a taper tip. I did not like it. Visually, I had a hard time with it. I feel like I had the same thing with Andy Anderson's board, that it's sometimes things are like just so visually jarring. Whether it works or not, it's like you wouldn't do it again type thing. That's how I kind of feel about the taper tip. When I skated the Deeds Enjoy board that had like really skinny tail and whatnot, I actually found that it did tray flips really, really well. Something about like the leverage that you had popping the tray flips so close to like the center of your trucks. I felt like that worked really, really well. And also big spins worked really well. Like I skated decent. The video's somewhere on the channel, and I felt like my kick flips were really off. Flicking off of a skinny kick is really difficult for me. But then again, I feel like that would honestly benefit me to flick more off the top of the kick if I had something like that. So I guess all that to say, I don't like them. They're too visually jarring for me. However, I kind of get the benefit, and I definitely don't have anything like against them, if that makes any sense. I know that Tom Asta was on a taper tip twin tail for a while, and now it sounds like he's changing his whole board shape. Honestly, this P-Rod shape is kind of exactly what I've been looking for. It's missing a couple things that I wish it had. Like, the main thing is that it's not a VX deck. Like, it doesn't have the carbon fiber technology in it, which makes it, this Mario McCoy board that I had was so light, so poppy. It maintained its shape so perfectly because, the wood wants to warp, but the carbon fiber helps hold it in place. So when I review this board, I'm kind of anticipating that that's going to be my one drawback of this P-Rod shape, is just that, not necessarily even the shape, just the construction, that it doesn't have the VX technology. I really didn't expect to be like such a big fan of like the carbon fiber, but when I skated that Andy Anderson flight deck, I just noticed how much more pop it got. But the drawback to that is heavier boards are easier to catch, but harder to flick. So now with this board, I'm really curious to see how it affects, catching the board, because I have been struggling big time. Tray flips, kick flips, trying to get a solid catch. Part of me is wondering if having a heavier board is gonna help me with that, because it just feels like, it feels better to flick a heavy board too, because you feel the flick more, which is nice. But realistically, the board is not gonna flip as fast with a heavier board. But I do feel like the weight gives you a little bit more control. And so with this Mario McCoy board, I really, really appreciated like the extra ability to like get the board flipping and spinning because it was so much lighter. And so now that I'm kind of happy with how I've been flipping my board, I'm excited to test out, a typical board and that doesn't have the carbon fiber, and see, if it does impact my board control when it comes to actually catching the board, just because it is a little bit heavier. All right. Jay Skate Day asks, any skate trips in the near future? No, skate trips are tough when you've got a family, dude. But whenever we go up north, where my family lives in northern Utah, I always try and hit some of the parks up there, or at least a park. There's a couple parks where my parents live. One like huge one, and then one small one, and then there's actually a third old one that I probably wouldn't ever go to. But as far as skate trips, that's pretty much it for me. With a family, you kind of gotta work around the family plans, and yeah, it just makes things difficult. But you know. And especially now that I'm not really taking YouTube as seriously, like I'm not just gonna drive down to LA on a whim to try and collab with a pro, you know, like I did with Mario. No skate trips planned in the near future. Proper asks, truck heights. I actually don't know much about truck heights at all. I am not Ben to Grow, I'm just local Joe. So I can tell you what I can tell you, and I can't what I can't. And I don't know what these are. These are the Ashad Pro Model Thunder trucks. So if anybody knows, you can leave it in the comments, the height on these. That would give me kind of like an idea of what height I ride. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just like the normal Thunder height. I think Thunder used to have highs and lows, and now they just one. I could be wrong on that, but FBNITT 95 asks, wheelbase, I'm like Typhon. I'm gonna get you Dick Pole. Wheelbase length, kicks length, steepness, measured width compared to other boards. Oh, you're asking about the dimensions on this board. I'll have that all in my review video. I'm not gonna get into it here. It's just a lot to talk about. Who's your favorite skater? I've got a handful. Overall, on and off the board, like P-Rod, I feel like is somebody that I look up to a lot. Very methodical in the way that he approaches skating, very controlled, very determined, hard worker. On and off the board, he works out, takes care of his body. His longevity speaks for itself. So he's one skater I wish I could skate like, Jamie Foy. Jamie Foy, Ashad, P-Rod, those are kind of my top three. Yosef Hakimi asks, half cab flip tutorial. I've never been good at half cab flips. So maybe I should do a video on that and like look at some pro that has them really good. Like Nija has really good half cab flips. Louis Lopez has really good half cab flips. Maybe I should study up and make a video trying to figure out why my half cab flips are so dumb. Because I land them a lot, but just with so little control. It's like a fakie varial and I turn my body with it. Like it's just, I have such a hard time lifting up into the air, and yeah, I ghost pop them. It's just a hard trick, and I feel like I'm not the only one. I feel like a lot of people have that issue with half cab flips specifically. They're an easy trick to land and a hard one to do well. So maybe that'll come in the future. Tom Painter says, should one expose some of the top ply graphics? Primitive has some great ones. I don't know what you're trying to say there, but I did really like this top ply with the graphic. That's why I made sure to do the line down the middle. I didn't want to fully cover it up. All right, Luis Sobral, how many degrees is considered steep? So I'll get into this in the board review, but Ben DeGros says that the average steepness, the average angle for a kick is between 20 to 22. Anything below 20 is considered mellow. Anything above 22 is considered steep. And this is just over 22. This is 22.6. So these are a little bit on the steep side. What's your favorite obstacle to skate? Asks Jackson Williamson 14. Well, Jackson, if you came and you skated with me at my local park, I pretty much sesh the Euro and the hip. That's pretty much all I skate. I would love to skate ledges more, but the problem is at my local park, in order to skate the Euro, you have to zoom past the main ledges in the park, and so it creates a traffic problem where you can really only skate the ledges if the park is empty, and so I don't get the chance to skate the ledges as much. But I feel like low-key I would really be happy to just be a ledge skater and just skate ledges. My background, like when I was like getting back into skating, me and my friend were just so obsessed with Battle of the Barracks. We were just doing so much flat ground, and so I really like flipping and catching my board, and the Euro at my park is just like, it's the perfect Euro, and it reduces the impact. It's like a perfect old guy obstacle, especially for somebody that likes flipping their board. So I would have to say the Euro, but I think in my heart of hearts, I wish I was like a ledge guy, but the Euro is the thing that everybody skates, and so that's kind of the flow of the park. Like everybody just shows up Sessions the Euro, Sessions the hip, and then the transition guys do their thing in the bowl. So that's just, it is what it is with the setup that I have. All right, last question, Skate and Destroy. What is your preference on wheelbase, kicks, concave, and deck height? I think you mean length. So wheelbase, I'm not 100% sure. I'm really excited to try out this board. It has a 1/2 inch shorter wheelbase than normal. I believe I like shorter wheelbases, but I have not done enough nerding out to know for sure if I do or I don't. But I'll find out with this board because it's got a short wheelbase. Kicks, I like them a little bit steep, not a lot, definitely not a lot. Average to a little bit steep. Pretty much my favorite board shape I've ever skated was the quasi twin tail. I think that shape is like pretty much perfect in every way. So if you like twin tails, definitely recommend the quasi twin tail. As far as like board size, right now I'm pretty happy with 825. In the past I've gone down to 8125. I feel like that's a little small. I could make it work. 8.3 is like a really good size too. That's probably the biggest I could comfortably go. I've gone up to 8.5. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but having the extra room is really, really nice. But I guess I could skate 8.3, 8.25, kind of like my sizes. I like both of those sizes a lot. Right now, I think I'm kind of stuck on the 8.25 because I've been riding it for a little while now. This Mario McCoy deck that I just took off, that was my second one in a row. And so I've had two 825s. So it's been like, 5 or 4 months that I've been on an 825. So I'm pretty stuck on the 825 for now, but I could see myself bumping it up, getting into the 8.3s again. I don't know if I'd ever really seriously skate an 8.5. I'd maybe try it for a board, but 8.25, 8.3, I feel like those are both really, really good sizes for me. I really, really enjoy them. So I feel like I do this in every board setup video. People used to ask me to do this, and now I don't think anybody's asked, but I'm just gonna keep the tradition going and break down my full setup. So as you guys know, we've got the P-Rod twin nose shape made by Dylan Jabe and now sold by P-Rod. So this is 825, just under 32 inches long. We'll get more into the specs when I do the full review video. Hardware, I'm running Shake Junt hardware, trucks, Thunder trucks with the 93 Duro clear bushings. These are the bushings that Shad and Jamie Foy swear by. They break all the time, so I constantly have to replace them, but it's okay. They skate great, they just don't last very long. The Thunder Shad wear truck, been skating this truck for like over a year. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm gonna skate these till they're broken, which for the amount that I skate ledges, it'll probably take a long time. But I have played with the idea of getting some ventures while I'm skating this board so I can like really skate P-Rod setup, which yeah, let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. And as far as the wheels go, we've got Spitfire Formula 4 Classics, the Shadwear Pro model. These things I've also been skating for over a year. Again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I feel like there's no need to really change anything. But I did recently change my bearings. I'm running some of the Quantum bearings. I think these are the Atoms, and I'm really, really happy with them. I'm glad I switched out my bearings. Wow. This one needs some TLC, holy cow. Jeez Louise, that sounds awful. These things are dirty. I gotta clean these out. Anyhow. Yeah, they must be really dirty. This one's not dirty, and you can hear it, like, it cooks. As soon as I changed these out, my skating became so much easier because I was running out of speed so often and I didn't even know it. And then I put in some new bearings and boom, I just had more speed than I knew what to do with. And then I guess I'm running Jessup grip because that's just what I had, but I generally am a Mob guy, but not sponsored. So what I have lying around is what I use, and that's it for the whole setup. So let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see me make. Like I said, the only reason I'm going to be making videos from now on is really just for the love, for the passion, for the community. But specifically, I just want to contribute something to help people through my YouTube channel. So if there's a trick or a topic you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments, because because I'm just here to help. I'm not trying to make a living off of this. It's just something I want to do to kind of give back to skateboarding for all that skateboarding has done for me. So that being said, make every day a Friday. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.